Hey everyone, if you're on SNAP food stamps right now, you need to stop what you're doing and listen to this. Millions of people are frantically checking their EBT cards because there's breaking news coming out of Washington that affects whether your benefits get loaded this month. And yes, President Trump just made a major announcement about SNAP payments during the government shutdown. I'm going to break down exactly what's happening, why your EBT card might not be refilled, and most importantly, what President Trump is trying to do about it right now. I read through all the official statements and court documents so you don't have to, and I'm going to give it to you straight. No politics, just the facts you need. If you or anyone you know depends on SNAP to feed your family, you cannot miss this information. Let's get into it. Okay, here's the situation. Over 42 million Americans receive SNAP benefits every single month. That's 42 million people who depend on those EBT cards to put food on the table. And right now, because of the government shutdown, those benefits are caught in the middle of a political battle. Normally, your EBT card gets refilled on the first of every month, right? But this month, millions of people checked their cards and saw nothing. Zero. And the reason is that SNAP funding requires congressional approval. And with the government shut down, that funding is frozen. Now here's where President Trump comes in. He just announced on Truth Social that his administration has asked federal courts to clarify whether he can legally release SNAP payments using existing funds, similar to what he did for military paychecks. This is huge news, and I want you to understand exactly what it means. So here's the problem. President Trump says his government lawyers are telling him they don't think they have the legal authority to pay SNAP benefits with certain funds that are available. But, and this is where it gets complicated, two different courts have issued conflicting opinions about what the administration can and cannot do. Trump said in his statement, "I do not want Americans to go hungry just because the radical Democrats refuse to do the right thing and reopen the government." He's instructed administration attorneys to ask the courts for clarification as soon as possible. If the courts say yes, Trump says it will be his honor to provide the funding, just like he did with military and law enforcement pay. But if the courts say no, then we're stuck waiting for Congress to reopen the government. Before we go further, I want to tell you why this matters so much to me personally. I've talked to so many people in our community who are terrified right now, single moms who are counting on that November payment to feed their kids, elderly folks on fixed incomes who have nothing else, veterans who serve this country and now can't afford groceries. These aren't statistics to me. These are real people, and maybe you're one of them. That's why I make these videos, to cut through the political noise and give you information you can actually use. If this channel helps you, please hit that subscribe button. It's free, it helps the algorithm show these videos to more people who need them, and it lets me know this content is making a difference. Let me be very clear about who's impacted by this shutdown. 42 million SNAP recipients nationwide. That's the USDA's official number. If you're one of these people, your benefits are in limbo right now. WIC recipients, women, infants, and children. This one breaks my heart. We're talking about pregnant women who need nutrition to carry a healthy baby, infants who need formula, young children who need proper nutrition to grow. WIC is also frozen during this shutdown. States like Texas and Minnesota have already said publicly they don't have the funds to issue SNAP payments without federal money. They're waiting just like you are. Everyone waiting for November 1st refills. If your state loads benefits on the first of the month, you're feeling this right now. Now, I promise to keep politics to a minimum, but you need to understand what's happening in Washington, because it directly affects when you'll see those benefits. President Trump was recently boarding Air Force One when reporters asked him about SNAP. He said the government only needs 5 Democrats to vote to reopen the government. He also said, when you talk about SNAP, you're talking about largely Democrats. But our president, I want to help everybody. I want to help Democrats and Republicans. The Democrats are saying they won't reopen the government unless certain healthcare subsidies are funded. The Republicans are saying those subsidies are too expensive. And while both sides are fighting, 42 million Americans are stuck in the middle with empty EBT cards. Trump is urging SNAP recipients to call Senate Democrats and tell them to reopen the government. Whether you agree with that approach or not, the reality is that until Congress acts or the courts give Trump authority to use existing funds, the money is frozen. This is important. States are saying they're helpless. State governments don't have the authority or the money to issue SNAP benefits without federal funding. Texas officials have said they're waiting for federal funds. Minnesota said the same thing. Multiple states have issued statements saying their hands are tied and they're looking to the federal government for a solution. So if you're thinking, why doesn't my state just pay us? They legally can't. SNAP is a federal program funded by federal money that flows through the states. No federal money means no state payments. Let me be direct about what you're facing. Your EBT card might not get refilled on schedule. If you were expecting money on November 1st, it's delayed until either courts allow Trump to release funds or Congress reopens the government. WIC benefits are also affected. If you rely on WIC for baby formula, nutritious food during pregnancy, or food for young children, those benefits are frozen too. We don't know how long this will last. Trump says he wants it resolved immediately. Democrats say they won't budge without their demands. This could be days, or it could be longer. No one is going to automatically make up for the gap. When benefits do resume, you'll get your regular amount going forward, but you might have to stretch and find other resources to cover the days or weeks without benefits. All right, action steps. This is the most important part. Check your EBT card daily. Log into your state portal or call the EBT customer service number. The moment funding is released, you'll see it. Contact your local food bank immediately. Don't wait. Food banks across the country are preparing for increased demand because of this shutdown. Feeding America has food banks in every state. Find yours and go today. Look into emergency food assistance. Many churches, community centers, and nonprofits offer emergency food boxes. You don't need to be a member or meet income requirements. They're there to help. If you have children, contact their school. Many schools offer free or reduced price meals, and some have backpack programs that send food home on weekends. Reach out to local mutual aid groups. Check Facebook, community boards, or ask neighbors. Many communities have organized groups specifically to help during times like this. If you're a veteran, contact the VA. There are specific emergency food resources for veterans and their families through VA programs and veteran service organizations. Don't be too proud to ask for help. I know it's hard, but right now, communities are coming together. People want to help. Let them. Here's what I need you to understand. This shutdown is now the longest in United States history. Analysts are calling it a stain on American democracy. Whether you blame Democrats, Republicans, or Trump, the reality is that ordinary Americans are getting crushed in the middle of this political fight. The Affordable Care Act subsidies, which are at the center of this shutdown, are causing insurance premiums to increase. Military personnel almost didn't get paychecks, though Trump ordered those paid. And now, 42 million SNAP recipients are wondering how they'll feed their families. This is bigger than one party or one person. This is about how our government functions, or doesn't function, when people need it most. But listen, I don't want you to lose hope. Here's why. President Trump has made it clear he wants to fund SNAP benefits. He's actively working on the court angle to make it happen. Whether you support him or not, this is good news because it means there's momentum toward a solution. Both parties are facing massive public pressure. When 42 million Americans can't feed their families, politicians feel the heat. That pressure might force a compromise. Food banks and community organizations are mobilizing. The support network is real, and people are stepping up. This won't last forever. Every government shutdown eventually ends. The question is just when, not if. If this video helped you understand what's happening with your SNAP benefits, please do 3 things. First, hit that like button. It tells YouTube to show this video to more people who desperately need this information. Second, subscribe to this channel. I'm posting updates as soon as news breaks. You need to know the moment those benefits get released. Third, share this video. Text it to your friends, post it on Facebook, send it to anyone you know who uses SNAP or WIC. Knowledge is power, and right now people need to know what's happening and what to do. Drop a comment below and let me know. Are you affected by this shutdown? Have you found resources in your community? Let's help each other in the comments. Share what's working in your area so others can benefit. And check out my other videos. I've got content on emergency food resources, how to stretch your food budget, and other assistance programs that might help you right now. Look, I know this is scary. I know you're worried about how you're going to feed your family. I know you're frustrated that politicians are playing games while you're struggling to survive. But you are not alone. There are 42 million Americans in the same situation. There are millions more who want to help. And there are people like me who are going to keep you informed every step of the way. Keep checking your EBT card. Reach out to food banks. Call your representatives if you want your voice heard. And most importantly, take care of yourself and your family. The moment there's an update, the second those courts rule or Congress acts, I'll have a video up. So make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. You're going to get through this. We're going to get through this together. Stay strong, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.